Brian Hanify, who is the Vice President of AKUITY Technologies. Brian, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Tim.
So AKUITY Technologies is celebrating 30 years in business, 30 years in the technology kind of IT space, dramatic changes in that area. Maybe you could just talk a little bit about the company and what you're doing.
Sure. So AKUITY was founded in 1988 by Steve Cariglio, actually after he left college. And he started the company in a small space building computers back in the kind of the dawn of the PC revolution.
Yeah.
And the company really expanded from PC building through Y2K and all of the concerns surrounding that, through the networking age and the advent of technology really making business different, through the late 90s, early 2000s, and has grown from a single person or a couple of people working in a back room to now 50 folks working in our offices in Auburn.
And your coverage area is pretty much all of New England, right?
Southern New England,
Southern
right.
New England, okay.
Yeah, so we have customers from Portland, Maine, all the way to Farmington, Connecticut.
Right. And you kind of walked through quickly some of the history of kind of technology, but I got to assume, not only with kind of some of those challenges, Y2K, when people thought the world was going to end, and some of those things, technology has now permeated every sector of the economy. I think when some of this started, it was kind of a novelty if someone's got a PC and some businesses kind of using technology. Now it's everywhere. And so you work with businesses every day to kind of help them navigate and customize programs and technology to help their business.
So if you go back in time, you think, technology started out at the enterprise, right? The large Fortune 100 companies, brought in the big digital fax machines that were the size of school buses and started to digitize or computerize their businesses. Well, that advantage that they had back then is over. Essentially now any business has the same horsepower that those companies had years ago, and technology's really worked to level the playing field and allow for small businesses to start up quicker and to be able to spread their wings and increase their market more rapidly. I mean, we see it with all the applications and the social media and all that sort of stuff. If we go back just a short 20 years and look at what kind of we did when we were growing up and getting into business, and now look at what our kids are doing and how technologically savvy they are.
How soon they're starting.
Yeah, and so what's the future going to be? And so along with that change has come lots of challenges. So the expectations of any business are now that they're able to bring that kind of world-class delivery service or delivery model using technology to their advantage. And in most cases, smaller to medium-sized businesses don't have the skill set to be able to set up the infrastructure to run those types of operations. And that's where we come in and help them.
Right, so if you're a retailer, you're focused on providing a product and good customer service. If you're an accountant or a lawyer, it's focus on the tax or the legal problem or issue. If you're a manufacturer, it's making the widgets. Each and every one of those needs a technology platform in today's era. What you would work with those companies, and what would you advise a business out there to kind of, how would they engage or review or make sure they're up to technology? You got the whole issue of cybersecurity out there.
So there are lots of challenges that require a pretty broad spectrum of expertise, and it's a challenge to find that in any one individual or group of individuals. It's what we recommend to folks that we talk with, customers or non-customers, is that take a look at your organization and determine if technology is actually an asset and making you a competitive, giving you a competitive advantage in the marketplace, or is it kind of, nice to have or have to have just to be in business. What we see is those companies who really take a hard look at their technology and how it impacts their business do have a competitive advantage in the marketplace.
And that's one of the things that you as a company would work with them to kind of do that analysis.
Yeah, so in the old days in our business, it used to be how fast do you answer the phone and how fast can you get somebody out to my office to fix my problem. It really has kind of come 360. Now the efforts and energies of companies like ours are put more into the proactive work to make sure that problems don't arise. And we spend somewhere around 60% of our time working with companies to help them strategize and determine how does technology play a role in their business and how do they improve workflow process, employee efficiency, employee morale, all kind of hidden costs of IT if you think about it that way. So we're really focused on helping we call our customers partners because we believe we have a stake in their success, and so we're really focused on bringing to them strategies, ideas, and implementations that will help drive their business forward.
So kind of a value-added approach. It's not just, you know, in a crisis, you know, we can't talk to anyone, we can't talk to our customers, we can't take orders, give orders, communicate. You're there to kind of help.
We like to avoid the crises. That's part of our model. And you know, when you get into crisis situations, and they happen, you want to number one, have trust and confidence in whoever you're calling, that they understand who you are, what you're trying to do, what it means to your business to not be able to use your technology in the way you'd like to. And that they have the appropriate resources to get you back online quickly. I mean, companies through the 2000s are running thin, and you know, while we see unemployment improving and you know, certainly lots of jobs available, companies still haven't gotten to the point where they've recovered fully. So they're leveraging technology really to get efficient. And so when they have any kind of a hiccup or interruption, it really can ripple through their entire organization.
So just, you know, we had a little situation in our office the other day with some, you know, phishing email that was going around. And so companies now, very important, data and information relating to their own kind of finances, HR issues, never mind customer data and information. You know, how are you engaged in working with your clients in this whole cybersecurity and hacking era?
Yeah, so data protection, data continuity is really hit every business that we work with, and you know, it used to be that folks would say, you know, they only go after the big businesses, and now essentially the criminal element in the technology space goes after every business. Right. So we've seen it from small to large. And they, you know, because there's so much money in it, you know, I think estimates are somewhere around a $4 billion marketplace. They stay up to speed on the different ways that they can attack your network, gather your data, you know, put you into a ransomware type of attack. And so we work with our customers to protect them to the extent we can, to educate their employees so that they're not clicking on the stuff that gets them into trouble. And really that's an evolving practice, because you know, in our business, that changes hourly, and so we have to stay on top of it.
So as we wrap up, if you know, someone's out there, businesses out there, if they're interested in talking to you, the team at Acuity, how can they reach out?
So they can get us a couple of ways. They can go to our website, www.acuity.com, or they can call us locally here at 508-756-9300. Ask for me. I'd be happy to talk to any business out there. And you know, we like just getting to know people. So there's no expectation that they're going to become a customer. We just want to get to know them, hopefully add some value, educate them a little bit, and see where we go from there.